Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here fresh faced, which means we're gonna do another get ready with me. Today I'm gonna do a palette bingo. I want to do it a little bit differently. I want to include all of the singles that I have not used yet in my collection. I have them all in front of me. And the reason for this is because this month of November, I'm trying to reach for all of my untouched singles because I do have the goal of using all of my eyeshadows this year. So I want to focus in on all my singles this month, and then next month focus on the palettes that are left. So I have put all of my unused singles in my Tiny Decisions app, so I'm going to be able to roll in eyeshadows that way. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll in like 5 minimum eyeshadows. We're going to see how it goes and what kind of color story I get. Usually when I do a look, I usually try to reach for at least like 8-9 eyeshadows, but I'm going to start with 5 and see how many I want to roll in. So that's going to be the idea. I also know that I have way more shimmers than mattes that I have been untouched so far this year, because I used to in general have more shimmers in my singles collection. So it might just be an all shimmers color story. I don't know yet. We're just going to have to see. So I'm a little bit worried about that, but I'm sure I can make it work either way. So before I jump into the randomization, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So I'm going to start by picking the shadows straight away, because I know that it's going to probably be a little bit of a longer video. So let's see how it goes. Regal, okay, that's a shadow from Cleona. That's the first one. Let's see what the second shadow will be. Sandblast, also from Cleona. 2 shimmers so far. Glazed, another Cleona eyeshadow that's also a shimmer. All of my Cleona eyeshadows are shimmers. Okay, let's see. Hopefully I can get something different than use Cleona eyeshadows. Glam Shop Stoss. Okay, that's a nice one. Another shimmer though. Okay, so I have 4 now. Let's keep going. Colourpopalooza. That is a pressed glitter. Do I want to do that one? Pressed glitter isn't really necessarily that easy to incorporate. I'm gonna stick with it, but I'll see. Like, it might be like a veto later on, but I'm gonna stick it for now. But that's 5. But I'm gonna keep going. I want to have at least 1 matte, I think, which I might regret. We'll see. Colourpop Detour. Yep, there we are. That is a matte blue, but it is a matte nevertheless. So that is now 6 shadows with the pressed glitter. I do feel like, just for the sake of this, I'm gonna exclude the pressed glitter. Again, I don't always like using them on my eyes, so I'm gonna remove that. So then we have 5 again. Do I want to do another one? Let me think what color story I have. We have a matte blue. We have Glam Shop Stoss, which actually, is that also a pressed glitter? Let me check that quickly. Yes, it is. It is a pressed glitter. It looks like this. It's beautiful, but again, I don't think I want to use pressed glitters in this Get Ready With Me, just for the mess of it. But this one is a finer pressed glitter though. But I'm just going to stick with that general rule, no pressed glitters. I'm going to remove that one too. And we're going to re-roll that shade as well. So that means we have 4. Again, I have a matte blue. We have Glaze, which is an in the corner kind of shade from Cleona, which is like purpley pink. We have Sandblast, which is one of the jewel multichromes, which is like a kind of yellowy kind of shade, shifting to green, I think. And then we have Regal, which is like a blue kind of leaning purple. Okay, not the easiest color story. I mean, I guess all of them would kind of go together apart from the shade Sandblast. But yeah, we have 4 now, so let's go and pick another one at least and see what I get. Glacius Mark, another another Cleona eyeshadows, which is another purple. So I think that's another safe bet. So let's go ahead and pick a 6th shade. And again, I won't maybe have another matte. We'll see how it goes, if I can get one or not. But we get Colourpop Indio. That's another pressed glitter. So let's re-roll. Torch, another Cleona eyeshadow. This is going to be like the Cleona Get Ready With Me, but that's like more of a reddish orange kind of shade. Okay, do I want to stop there? I think I might. I now have I have 6 shades. All of them are Cleona though, apart from the matte, which is a little bit, you know, annoying because I have so many other shades, but I know I have a lot of Untouched Cleona eyeshadow, so that's probably why. Do I want to risk it and do one more? Yeah, let's just gamble and do one more. I might regret this again, but we'll see how it goes. I want to hopefully get something different than Cleona. Violet. Okay, I think Violet, that it should be from the Pastel Roses, I believe. Let me double check. No, that is actually from Sydney Grace, but it's a different brand. I do believe it's another shimmer though, but at least it's something different. So I think with that, I'm going to stop. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out my shadows. I will show you what they all look like, and we're going to start making the look. So I am back and I have swatched out the color story right here. You can see all the shades. So yeah, we have them right there, and I also have them in this palette. So let's go through them in order. I actually couldn't find Sunblast first because it's more red than I thought. I thought it was a different shade than I could find, but it's like, yeah, it's like a red to gold to green kind of shift. But this is what the color story looks like. Like I said, we have Regal on top, then we have Glacier Smart, we have Torch, Glazed, Sandblast, Violet, and Detour. So we only have one matte, which is the blue. And I was thinking about what I want to do this color story. Originally I was thinking about putting on the like purpley tones, like the blue and the purpley tones on my lid, and then doing like this one here and this one here, like my lower lash line, which I still think would be really, really pretty. But I wanted to do a little bit of a different look. I wanted to take it a little bit of a different direction, just to do something more fun. And that is, I'm actually going to put the more warm tones on the lid. So I'm actually going to put this blue and this more kind of bluish purple on the lower lash line. I'm going to put this one here on like the outer corner, and then I'm going to put like the more warm tones, so like this here, this one here, and then this purple here, because it is more warm leaning. You can see it has like more of a pink base. I'm going to put those on my lid, and then glazed on my inner corner. We'll see how it turns out. I also don't really have a crease shade for the top lid, so I'm not sure if I want to like put the blue there, or if I just want to leave it without a crease shade. I'm not really sure yet. Yeah, it's quite difficult. Maybe this here would actually work as a crease shade, at least like for the outer corner. It's more of a satin. I don't know. We're just gonna play. So let me zoom you in and I'm gonna get started with the look. So as always, I'm gonna prime, and I'm using my P. Louise base in white, or like 00, I think it's called. So let me prime with that. There we go. Let's decide what I want to do with the top, if I want to do a crease shade or not. I think I am actually going to take that purplish shade here, Violet, from Sydney Grace, and I'm at least going to blend that out in my like outer corner part. I'm not sure if this is a mistake, but I'm going to put this here. Since it is more of a traditional shimmer and like not super metallic, it's almost like a more of a satiny kind of shade, I think it will work there. It's not like the best, but I think it works pretty well. And I'm not really sure how well this will go with the rest of my color story here, but that works as a crease shade for sure. Okay, that works really well. I am going to take like a clean brush, and I'm just going to take like a kind of setting type shade just in my crease, just to blend it out a little bit, just because I don't have a shade like that, and I think I took it a little bit too far up. Plus I want to blend that harsh like white shade out. I normally do this anyway, so yeah, that is better. Yeah, I think that works. at least okay as a crease shade. So that is the shade Violet used. So since the rest of the shade for the top lid is going to be shimmers, I'm actually going to go in with my glitter primer now, which is the Pastel Roses glitter primer. And we'll see how this goes. This is when I'm getting a little bit nervous because I'm not sure how well these shades will blend, but I'm sure I can figure it out if needed. So let's start putting this on. I'm just putting a thin layer on. So originally my plan was to take the shade Sandblast on my outer corner, but I might use that more as like a smoky kind of liner shade. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take... What do I want to do? Maybe I do want to use a little bit of this. So I want contrast from that shade too. It's difficult, guys. Yeah, I think I might take a little bit of this one. This shade here in the center of my lid, and then this one on my inner part of my lid. I think that's what I'm going to do for shimmers on top. And then I'm going to use, like I said, Sandblast as like a smoked liner. So I'm starting with the shade Regal on my outer corner. And I'm not going to take too much of this one because it's going to be on my lower lash line as well. I just want to bring a little bit of contrast where I'm going to put down that liner. I think that's good. I'm going to wipe up my brush and then I'm going to move into the shade Torch, which is that warm kind of shade. And I'm going to put that on my center of my lid. And how these two blend together. Not like the most blendable shades, but I think I can make it work. And when I say blendable, I mean like blending to each other kind of shades. I mean, I know for sure that this one would definitely blend it better into the shade Sandblast, but I do want to do a little bit different with that shade and use it as like the liner. But I mean, I'm also going to cover up that purple part a little bit. And then lastly, for the top lid, I'm going to go in with the shade Glazed. And I'm going to put that on like the inner part of my lid, blending it into Torch. Sorry, not Glazed, Glacier's Mark. And put that on. So there we have those three shades. I think I'm going to take a little bit more of that violet shade just in out the corners to blend out that purple shade. I feel like something is missing out here. Just to make it a little bit more blended. Because I feel like, yeah, it just didn't look quite right. What I wanted. Yeah, something like that. I think it's not going to look perfect yet, but I think it's going to come together once I do the rest of the look. So that is that shade. We have now used, looking at my hand, we have now used this shade, this shade, this shade. I'm going to use this amount in the corner. We also use this shade, so we have these two left to incorporate. And I'm going to use this one, like I said, as a liner. So let me go ahead and do that. So I'm picking up on a brush like this, and I'm going to go ahead and spray it just to get better pigment. And we're going to go ahead and use that as, like I said, a liner on the outer corner. Something like that. And then we're just going to have to repeat it on the other side. And we have something like this. I think it's actually turning out pretty okay. Next up, I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to wrap up what I'm doing now. I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to do my base makeup. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the lower lash line and in the corner. So yeah, I will be right back. I'm back. This is my base makeup. I only have two eyeshadows left to use now, which is the shade Detour from Colourpop and then Glaze from Cleona. And I'm going to use Glaze on my inner corner and then Detour on my lower lash line. We'll see how it goes with Detour. Blues on the lower lash line isn't always my favorite, so we're going to have to see how it goes. But I'm going to put up a tiny bit and I'm going to start blending this on like my lower lash line, focusing on my outer corner. I'm honestly just gonna do the tiniest bit because again, I'm not always a fan of blue on the lower lash line for me. Something like that. I think this one got heavier. Let me try to blend it out. So that looks okay in my opinion. And then lastly, we're gonna do glazed on the inner corner. Now I'm gonna meet up with that blue on the lower lash line. And there we have the eyeshadows, which means I'm basically done with my look. I am again gonna go off camera, do my mascara and my lips. I didn't actually fill in my brows, so I like them the way they are today. But I might fill them up in a tiny bit. But I'm gonna do that and I will be right back again. So I am back with my eyeshadow look. This is how it turned out. Using this color story right here. I am pretty happy with it. I didn't want to go too crazy today because I'm actually going out shortly after filming this. I'm going to London Zoo. Me and my boyfriend are going to do like a day out. I'm really excited actually. So again, I didn't want to do anything too crazy. So this is what I ended up doing. The blue is quite subtle on the lower lash line, and I'm actually quite happy that I didn't use it all over the crease because since I don't have anything nice to blend it out with, I was a little bit worried it was going to go patchy, but yeah. Also, that violet shade worked pretty good in the crease. I mean, it's a little slight shine to it, but overall it worked really well. I'm really happy how everything blended in, and that kind of winged out sandblast. I don't know how well you can see it, but I think it gives enough darkness when you look front on. It does look like a wing, but then when like the light hit it, you can see that kind of red to gold to green shift depending on what angle you're coming from. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. Let me zoom you out for the outro. So that was it, you guys. Again, I'm really happy with the look that I turned out with these shades. Consider I only had one matte, and the actual matte that I had I used on my lower lash line. Like the whole top lid is shimmers. I feel like you have enough definition. I don't feel like it looks too shimmer heavy. So I'm really happy with the result. Let me know what you would have done with this color story. Let me know like how you would use these shades. I know it's not the most easy color story because there's so many shimmers. Also, you have those more warmer tones, whereas you also have those kind of cooler tones. But I mean, it's also not the most ridiculous color story. It's not like it's completely out there. It's not like I had like, you know, a bright green and I'm trying to think what else would like not go with this color story. And all of them are kind of colorful leaning. I don't have any neutrals in here either, which also gives quite a cohesive look. So again, this is the look that I ended up doing. I'm really happy with it. Let me know what you think of this video. I know I have so many requests to do more get ready with me's. They're not always the easiest to film, but if I do use my eyes like I did today, it is a little bit easier for me and it doesn't take as long. So let me know what you think of this concept, like more like palette bingos. You want to see just like more freestyle get ready with me's, more like chatty catch up get ready with me's, things like that. Also let me know if you want to see me do this again. Obviously in the month of November, I am trying to use every single eyeshadow in my collection, so I'm happy to do this again. It means I can get use of quite a few single shadows in one specific look. So I'm happy to do this again, maybe like end of the month, and it can go up end of November or beginning of December, seeing how it goes. Or even like I can pre-film it and upload it later in December, whatever you want. But let me know if you like this concept and you want to see another video in this installment before I have used all my singles, if that makes sense. But that is it for today, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're also having a lovely day wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.